Good morning, children. This is Venugopal for Little Hearts Publications with EVS Book 4, Lesson 3, Our Senses. You remember, children, in the previous class also we discussed this particular topic, our senses and sense organs. Senses are different from the sense organs. And we also discussed that the sense organs are the windows of our body to the world. Without these sense organs, we cannot enjoy anything in this world. Isn't it? We have already discussed this in the previous classes. Before we go into the details of the lesson, what are we going to learn in this lesson are given here. What's the meaning of sense of touch? Then sense of smell, then good touch and bad touch, and then differently abled people. What do you mean by sense of touch? How do you feel a sense of touch? With your skin. Okay, children. And how do you feel a sense of smell? With your nose. When your mother or father hugs you like this or draws you close, you feel the warmth of their love and affection. That's a good touch. When the teacher slaps you on your face like this, harshly, you feel pain there. That is called a bad touch. So people who suffer from different kinds of disabilities or handicaps are known as differently abled people because they are not able to use some senses properly, or some of the people are not able to use some of the senses completely. They are called differently abled people. And before we start, you can see that I can see the beautiful world around with my eyes. How can you see the world around you? What is needed for you to see the things around you, children? You need your eyes. I can hear the pouring rain with my ears. Suppose it's raining there, heavy rain, and we can get the sound. How can you hear that sound of raining? With your ears. I can smell the fragrant with my nose, a nice smell. I can smell the fragrance of a flower with my nose. And I can taste the yummy chocolates with my tongue. How can you taste the things, children? You can taste the things with your tongue. I can feel the soft teddy with my skin. The soft teddy bear that you have got a toy there, suppose you take that into your hands, it feels very soft to the touch. How do you feel that softness? With the skin. So all these senses help me to know the world. That's the reason why all these sense organs are called the windows of our body to the world. Okay, children, let us see. Repeat. Eyes to see, ears to hear, nose to smell or breathe, tongue to taste, skin to feel. We all know, we have already discussed this. These are called 5 sense organs. And their functions. These sense organs give information from the surroundings and send it to our brain. If we do not have these sense organs, what happens? We would not be able to see or hear or smell or to taste or to feel. That means our sense organs only help us to enjoy the world around us. Can you enjoy the world around you without these sense organs, children? You cannot enjoy watching television if you don't have the eyesight. You cannot see anything there around you. In the same way, you cannot listen to music or you cannot hear any sounds if you do not have ears. And if you don't have the nose, you cannot smell, you cannot breathe. If you don't have the tongue, you cannot taste, you cannot speak. And if there is no skin all over your body, covering the entire body, you will not be able to feel any kind of touch. So, all these sense organs help us to know the world around us and enjoy the world around us. So, first thing is sense of touch. You all know that our entire body is covered with skin. You know that, children? You can see every part of the body is covered with skin. If there is no skin, what happens? So, you can say that the skin is the largest sense organs because throughout the body, it covers the entire body. Whereas eyes are only here, small, whereas skin covers the entire body. Skin is the organ of touch. Skin is the organ of touch. That means we feel with our skin. We feel the touch with our skin. Skin covers all the parts of the body. Without skin, what happens? Our bones and muscles and other organs would be seen from outside, would be hanging. So, the skin holds everything together. That means all the body parts which are seen and which cannot be seen, which are inside the body also are covered with skin. So what happens if the skin is not there? You can see all the body parts inside hanging. That means the skin holds the complete body together like one unit. So in what way you feel the touch? The bottom layer of our skin is filled with many tiny sensitive nerve endings that give information about the things with which our body comes in contact with. Bottom layer means what? The skin itself appears like a layer, but there is a bottom layer also, as you can see there in the picture. The bottom layer is filled with many tiny sensitive nerve endings. What are called nerves? You can see there small line-like structures there, covered with skin. You can see that there. Okay, children, these are called nerves. These tiny nerve endings are there. They fill the bottom layer of the skin. So, with these nerve endings pass information about things with which our body comes in contact, and that nerves will send the signals to the brain, and the brain will signal to move. Suppose there is a very hard thing you are about to touch. Once you touch it, immediately you remove the hand from there. Why? The brain signals to you that it is very hard, you should not touch it. So you move the hand away from there. So this is the very important part of the body. Not only that, largest sense organ covering the entire body parts and keeping the body together as one unit. So these sensitive nerve endings which are at the bottom of the layer of the skin, pass the information about the things with which our body comes into contact. So whenever we touch anything hard, our brains tell our hands to move away. The moment we touch very hard, immediately we take the hand away. Why? Because we feel that hot heat there on our skin, and immediately tells us to move away. The brain tells us. And how does the brain get the information that it is very hot? That message is conveyed through the nerves. As I told you, nerves are these things which you can see there on your skin, like lines which are there just under the skin. So different nerves send the feelings of hot or cold or dry, wet, soft or hard. Whether it is hot object or cold object, whether it is dry or whether it is wet, whether it is soft like this sponge. This is soft, you see. This is very soft. and you touch the bench, it is very hard. How do you feel this? With your skin only. As we told you earlier, there are good touches as well as bad touches. When your parents hug you, that particular touch will give you a kind of warm feeling, a sensation of warmth, and we feel nice and comfortable. When our parents or our brothers or sisters hug us, we feel very happy because the touch gives us a warmth. So the touch gives us a feeling of comfort. Even if you touch your pet gently, it gets tamed. Suppose you have a pet dog or a pet cat. If you take it into your hands, your soft touch automatically makes that animal obey your orders. Okay, children, that is the importance of the touch. On the other hand, suppose somebody slaps you, gives a slap on your face like this, you will feel hurt. We feel uncomfortable when someone touches us in an unfriendly way. Somebody touches us in an unfriendly way by beating with the fist or by slapping on our face. We feel uncomfortable. So we should try to avoid such people. We should not go to such people. And we should tell about these such people to our parents. They will help us to remain safe from such kind of people. Some people want to hurt us. They just sometimes beat us with their fists. Sometimes they pinch us like this. Or they slap on our face without any reason, on our back without any reason. That kind of touch is a bad touch which makes us feel very uncomfortable. In the same way, sense of smell also is important. Nose is the organ of smell. Nose is the organ of smell, just like the skin is the organ of touch. How do we smell different things? Of course, with the help of our nose. Suppose we enter a room where there are wonderful flowers are kept. We feel the pleasant smell there. We enjoy the smell. And suppose we enter a room in which something is dead and it is giving a bad smell, foul smell. What do? Immediately you take your kerchief or you keep your hands like this. You cannot enjoy that smell. So actually what we smell are tiny things called odor particles. Odor means what? Whatever you are, odor means smell. What actually we feel when we get bad smell, we feel that odor particles. Millions of odor particles float in the air and can be sniffed by our nose. Millions of such bad or whether good smell or bad smell, millions of odor particles. Particles means very, very small, tiny objects which cannot be seen with the naked eye. Very small smelling or particles in millions reach our nose. The odor particles float into our nose through the nostrils. These are called, the holes in your nose are called nostrils. Through the nostrils, this smell enters our nose. After entering the nostrils, the air moves up into the space at the top of the nose. It reaches here, the smell. The space is covered with special cells. So the odor means the smell stuck to these cells and sends signals to the brain. And immediately your brain indicates that it's a good smell, so you can enjoy the smell, you can sit there for any amount of time. Once you get the bad smell to your nose, immediately your brain sends a signal to you to close your nose because the smell is very bad. So the brain identifies these odors as good or bad smells. What identifies or which organ identifies whether it is a good smell or a bad smell, children? That is the brain which decides and sends signals to your nose to close your nose or keep your nose open because the smell is good. For example, you are asked a question like this: what are the 3 smells you like? 3 smells you like. What are they? Try to write. And the 3 smells you dislike means you don't like. Write 3 smells. Then you can understand, we can say that you have understood the meaning of smell or sense of smell. Now let us come to the last point of this lesson, differently abled people. As I told you earlier, when some people are unable to use any of their sense organs properly, they are called differently abled people, they are physically challenged people, or physically disabled people. There are different names for them, and generally we use people with special needs as a substitute for this word differently abled people. People who cannot see, what are called? Children, earlier we discussed in the previous classes. Who are the people who cannot see are called? What are they called? They are called blind people. Those who cannot hear, they are called deaf. So, when people who cannot see the things, they use their sense of touch to know the things. They can read and write. People who are blind can read and write using their sense of touch. In what way? There is a special script for blind people who cannot see the things or cannot read or write. That special script is known as Braille script. This actually is a script with raised dots. 6 raised dots will be there. If you touch the left top dot which is raised there, the blind people can understand it as letter A. In the same way, left side 2 dots are raised, as you see there under B. By touching those 2 dots, raised dots, the reader who is blind can understand it is letter B. This is the importance of Braille script, which is very much useful for the people who cannot see, who are blind by birth or by accident. There is a special script called Braille script which is used by blind people to read and write. It is a coding system where 6 raised dots are arranged in a particular sequence, and each sequence represents a letter of the alphabet. Each sequence, when 1 is raised, it is A. When 2 are raised, it is B. When 2 top dots are raised, it is C. When the top 2 and right side first dot is raised, it is D. Like that, blind people understand or identify different letters. See, when you are blind, as I told you earlier, you just close your eyes, it is completely dark. You cannot enjoy anything. So, you can imagine the plight or condition, miserable condition of the people who are blind, who cannot see anything at all. And they learn to read and write by using the Braille script. So, that means if one of the senses gets damaged, other senses become strong to make up for it. Means to make up for the loss of the most important or any important sense organ, the other senses become much stronger. Such people are called special or differently abled people. And generally, there are people who are blind, who are deaf, or who are mute or dumb, who cannot speak. They lead a very tough life because other people make fun of them. So it is our responsibility, moral responsibility, to be sensitive, to be kind towards such people, and we should help them in whatever way we can. Whatever help you render to such people will help them in a big way in their lives. So we should not make fun of the people who are differently abled. We should help them in every way possible. Because our little help only makes a lot of change in their lives. We should not laugh at the people who are differently abled. We should not make fun of those people. We should help them in every way possible. Okay, children? Because these sense organs are important for everybody. But some people do not have those one or two sense organs, because of which they suffer a lot. They have to lead a very tough life. So we should not make fun of them. We should be kind towards them. We should be sensitive towards their needs. Okay, children? With that we come to the end of the lesson. The key for this will be sent to you through WhatsApp. Thank you.